video lecture series on chemistry. The subject code for this particular subject is 311000. In our previous sessions of this particular subject's video lecture series, we have studied about different aspects which are involved in chemistry as well as the applications also. We have studied about nanochemistry, we have learned fuel and combustion, we have learned about the chemical aspect of biotechnology. Along with it, we have also studied about different applications of it. Now, in this particular session, we will begin our last chapter, that is our chapter number 8, which is analytical techniques. Analytical techniques is a huge field. That means after discovering any kind of material, after discovering any compound, at last to identify that compound, to get the quality or the quantity of that compound, we have to analyze it. And to analyze it, we have to use certain techniques which are known as analytical techniques. Here, we will take a look on them one by one. Firstly, let's begin with its introduction. So, in simple words, if I say, what do you mean by analytical chemistry? So, the branch of chemistry which deals with analysis of the substance is known as analytical chemistry. Right? Here, the word came into picture, that is analysis. So, analysis can be of two types, either qualitative, either quantitative. So, here we will take a look on them one by one, that how we can utilize them and how it plays an important role. Okay? So, in simple words, instrumental methods means analytical methods. This analytical methods means which are or the methods which are generally used for analysis of the substance. Okay, analysis generally can be of two types. Number one, qualitative analysis, and number two, quantitative analysis. Right? So, in the first one, which is known as qualitative analysis, involves identification of the sample, identification of the compound, while the second one, which is known as quantitative analysis. So, quantitative analysis involves how much amount or how many amount of that particular substance or sample is present in it. That we need to understand. Fine. So, here what we will take? We have given a solution. Let's take an example of it. We have given a solution, okay, which can be a glucose solution, which can be a salt solution, which can be a normal water, which can be any other kind of chemical solution, which is colorless in nature. It is a transparent in nature. Now what do you need to do? You need to analyze that particular solution. So which are the aspects that you can apply here? You can apply two different aspects. Number one, qualitative analysis. Number two, quantitative analysis. Okay. So what you will do here, you will find out that the solution is made up of what? What is the solute and what is the solvent in it? You need to find that which kind of solute is present in it and which kind of solvent is present in it. Fine. Here, after that came is quantitative, right? Quantitative means after finding that what is actually present, what we will do? We will find out that how much amount of solute or how much amount of solvent is actually utilized into it. You need to understand it here properly. That first is identification, while second one is the quantification. First, you will get an idea about the substance. Second, you will get an idea about amount of the substance. So this is the difference between these two. That what you understand by qualitative analysis, what do you understand by quantitative analysis, right? This is the actual meaning of it. different types of analytical methods are actually present. Let's take a look on them one by one. First is electroanalytical methods. Second one is spectroscopic methods. Third one is chromatography. Then we have NMR, which is known as nuclear magnetic resonance spectroscopy. Then we have mass spectroscopy, or I should say mass spectrometry. Okay, here what we need to understand is the first method, which is electroanalytical method. So it involves two different fields. Number one, electric field. Number two, analytical chemistry. So what will happen? Electroanalytical, that means the application of electric field in the analysis of any substance is done in electroanalytical methods. This is the base with which we can use or with which we can get an idea about the electroanalytical method. Okay, then we will have a second one, which is spectroscopic methods. So spectroscopic methods means the methods which involves spectra. Spectra means light. We know that we have electromagnetic radiation spectrum. From that, when we use any kind of light or any kind of range of that particular wave, then it is known as spectroscopic method, right? It basically involves an interaction of spectroscopy or interaction of light with matter, right? Therefore, it is known as spectroscopic method. Then we have chromatography. Okay, so chromatography is basically involves chroma, a technique which involves chroma. Chroma means color. So we will identify our substance on the basis of its color. We will separate that substance on the basis of its color. In that manner, it is known as chromatography. Okay, this is how this will be concluded. This will be included. Then we have nuclear magnetic resonance spectroscopy. So nuclear magnetic resonance spectroscopy involves magnetic field and resonating field both. So we will involve frequency also and nuclear field also. When we apply both of them to our field, to our particular sample, which kind of changes are observed are analyzed, and depending upon that we can identify our compound. Okay, it involves three different things. Number one, spectra. Number two, nucleus. Number three, the resonating field. For that we will use here magnetic. Okay, so magnetic field is also involved. Next is mass spectrometry. Mass spectrometry is totally a field in which we will study about molecular weight of the substance, with which we can identify the substance and even quantify that particular substance also. Okay. So, instrumental methods are the methods for measurement of physical properties of the analytes. Which are the physical properties that we can analyze here? So we can take an example of conductivity, we can take an example of electrode potential, we can take an example of light absorption or emission here. Depending upon that we get emission spectroscopy and absorption spectroscopy. We can have mass to charge ratio and fluorescence. So it begins to be employed for quantitative analysis of any kind of inorganic, organic or biochemical analysis. It is very important for us to understand that we can analyze any kind of substance using such kind of instrumental methods, right? We don't need to have a particular criteria with which we can, only with which we can utilize it. We can utilize it further also. Okay? Now, let's move ahead. And we will have here two different types of analysis. Number one, qualitative. Number two, quantitative. Fine. So chemical analysis, which just identifies one or more species present in a sample, is known as qualitative analysis of an analyte. Okay. While second one involves the quantitative analysis. So a chemical analysis which finds out the total amount of particular species present in a sample, okay, the total amount of particular chemical analyte which is present in the particular sample is referred as quantitative analysis. Both of them are as important as of them, and both plays a very, very important role in analytical chemistry. Right? Now, let's begin with the first one, which is electroanalytical methods. Right? Electroanalytical methods are the methods in which we will utilize two different fields together for analysis of any analyte, for analysis of any sample. Okay? So a group of quantitative analytical methods that are based upon the electrical properties, simply electrical response of a solution of the analyte, which is known as chemical system when it is made part of an electrochemical cell. Okay, this is how we can say that this is the electroanalytical method. Now, let's observe the advantages. So, advantages involves first, which is they are electroanalytical techniques are capable of producing very low detection limits. They give rise to very low detection limits. That means if a sample is present in a micro level or a macro level, you can determine their presence through this particular method. Okay. Electroanalytical techniques can provide a lot of characterization information about electrochemically addressable systems. You can get to know many characterization information, specifically electro-characterization information through electroanalytical techniques. You will get to know all these things very easily. Okay? They are actually inexpensive. They are very cost effective because the apparatus which is used in electroanalytical methods are very basic and they are actually utilized in each and every chemical laboratory. So you can use them everywhere. Okay. Next, this is all for this session. Next we will see in our next session. Thank you so much.